Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for being here. I'm here with Tina Saad, the empowerment coach, and my cat. We just jump on the bed on the table. All right, we are here to talk understanding the business mindset, our business mindset, and another Facebook Live for Mompreneurs UAE members. I'm very happy to be doing this and having interesting guests on very interesting topics. All right, so here is my cat. All right, Maxi, please move. Okay, cool. So some of you might not be able to stay the whole time. It's no worries. You can see the recording later. And if you have any questions, please write them in the comments. If you have any questions for Tina, we're gonna go through them. We're gonna answer them. All right. So that's about it. Tina, welcome. What would you like to tell us? What would you like to start with?
First of all, thank you, Dana, for inviting me to this live. I'm very honored and looking forward to what this conversation is gonna explore and what we're gonna learn together and share with everyone else.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Thank you. We are here till for half an hour altogether. Now it's 10:30 until 11. Great. So, what understanding money mindset? Why were you curious about this? What's important for us to understand? Why is it? Let me rephrase that. Why is it important for us to understand our mindset?
Honestly, Dana, any mindset is very important. Any positive mindset that helps you move forward is very, very important. And I think we all have stories. And for me, it was a transformation that I was forced to take, and my journey with learning about money mindset came through coaching. I began to understand all these limiting beliefs I was having around different areas in my life and how it was impacting what I was doing. Because our beliefs and our thoughts, and subsequently the words we use to talk about ourselves and everything, become what we live. Your external world is a reflection of your internal reality. What's happening inside, you actually project outside. So whatever you see happening around you, look inside into your belief system. What are you believing about the situation? And how can changing what you're doing from the inside reflect back on the outside? And to be honest with you, this is a book I recommend to anyone. It's called You're a Badass at Making Money. This was transformative for me by Jen Sincero. It really helped me to
Mhm,
identify a lot of what I was
mhm.
facing.
Great, great, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, if you can write later in the comments, when we do that, I like to look at it. Thank you for recommending it. All right. So, what's your story with money mindset? You said within my story. What's your story with that?
So technically, I faced several hiccups, if I want to call them, with regards money. The first one was when I got divorced and I became a single mom, and I started out with I walked out with nothing, my handbags, no savings and nothing to move forward with. And I found work, and then COVID happened, and COVID was a big, drawback financially, because my son was still young, and for a lot of people, they still had to be present at work, and he was doing online school from the home, and making that decision as a single mom to kind of be at work and leave him, and then me fearing, as because I had custody issues with the father, that oh, she's leaving her son alone. So all of these, factored into what is going on for me financially, and it highlighted to me And when I became a coach, the importance of financial empowerment for women in particular, because a lot of women are stuck in situations, whether it's personal or work-wise, because of financial issues. And so the whole thing around finance, as I began to explore the area for myself initially, I realized one of my drawbacks was financial illiteracy. I did not have sufficient financial literacy to help me understand what's happening around money. And I also began to realize when I looked at other uh, women or people who were going through financial problems, financial literacy, along with the limiting beliefs, was at the core of the problem. Many of us do not have proper financial literacy where we can make money, where we can, and to understand that this is going to be an ongoing journey. This is like the least I can say about this, especially with everything that's happening business wise, AI, everything is moving so fast. We need to stay up to date with everything that's happening on the financial landscape. So,
It's interesting that you brought this here because every mompreneur, including me, what I talk to, what is it that they are looking for in financial freedom? So you're talking about financial literacy and financial freedom, and Brad brought the financial freedom because it's based on my personal story with my mom being stuck in a marriage because she thought she needs to be with my husband, my husband, with my dad, because she said, how could we support ourselves? And I know there are many women in this situation. And what exactly is financial literacy? If you can explain that quickly, because we have some other things to talk about.
of course, financial literacy is also a big topic. It's wide. It could be very personal, knowing what's coming in and out, how to budget, what is your net worth, and even like on the business side of things, even developing business acumen, like understanding what are the different income streams, how to make, let's say, passive income. I was at a sales workshop a few weeks ago, and the lady who was giving the workshops, you know, knowing how to make money is an art, and she's been in business for over 20 decades, 2 decades. And what she said, she met a woman who was buying viable businesses online for $600-700 and making $7,000 a month. So she didn't want to start up any, she's buying businesses that are already functioning. I'm like, wow, we really need to learn. There's so much to do, so much to learn, so much, you know, to understand about financial literacy. What is there? Is making money only a job or becoming an entrepreneur, or there's more things to do? You
Yeah.
know, all these things about becoming an affiliate, reward programs, like Instagram, e-commerce, so much information,
And,
and
and how is the mindset plays into this? How the mindset helps with financial literacy? What's the connection?
okay, identifying what you believe about money, what you believe about what you're able to do. Okay. And honestly, for many of us, our beliefs around money has taken years to form and develop from our childhood all the way to adulthood, you know. And anything could be like money doesn't go on trees, you have to work really hard. I met a client whose father said, you really have to work hard for money. And she said, I've lived all my life working 14 hours a day and not making what I wanted, you know. But she had lived literally that belief that you had to work extremely hard to make money. And only when, we started working together, she realized, okay, I like doing this. So she started creating a side business where she was able to make some extra money, and that meant more free time for her and her family. Okay. So the beliefs we grow up with, it's not gonna change in one day or 1 week or 1 month. We need to understand what we're believing about money and how that is materializing in our external world, what's happening outside.
Yeah. And how do you identify it? How can one identify their beliefs around money?
Um, Write down what you believe about money. Okay, write down what your current beliefs are about money. So if you say, for instance, what my client said, um, you have to work really hard for money. Write that down and then create a new belief around.
Mm.
So it could be, I don't have to work hard. Like I can work smarter. I can work less hours and make more money. So you need to rewrite that. So you challenge what you're already believing about money and create that new belief, and then see how that can happen. What can I do to make that new reality an actual reality, that new belief that I'm seeing about money, something new?
Yeah.
So, for instance, with me, it was, you need to have a job. You can't start something without, like you can't leave your job without having something in place. And what happened with me is I wanted to do exactly that, but uh, January 2021, I was fired. And so I had no choice but to move towards entrepreneurship. I kind of like, I was thrown into it. And the transformation was amazing. I was like, oh, you can't, and I can't expect everyone else to do that. I can't expect everyone else to say, okay, I'm going to leave my job and start. You need to know what is right for you. But I want to say it's possible for
Yeah.
anyone who does want to set out and venture on her own or wants to scale her business. It's all possible, even with minimal resources. It's about really looking at the opportunities there. How can I really brainstorm and look at that and see these opportunities?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're talking about the beliefs, what crossed my mind is is what were my beliefs around money. And the first one which came is money doesn't grow on trees. And the other one which came to me was, it reminds me of what from coaches, because you are a coach, I'm a coach. So when we start coaching, we do that because we like to help people. We want to we are passionate about it, we have a higher purpose to it, and we feel sometimes bad asking money for to give us money for something that we love doing. And yeah, so how do you get over that? How would a
How
coach would get over that, or someone who really passionate and does it from the goodness of their heart and feels guilty of getting money?
Okay. First of all, again, there's a little different parts to this, but what I will say is money is energy. So exchange of money is energy, and giving and receiving is an energetic exchange. You need to look, and I actually wrote this down. You need to look and be very clear on the value of what you're giving, whether it's a product or service. You very, very clear, because if you overcharge, you're gonna feel it. And if you undercharge, you're gonna feel it. As we always know, like when you overcharge for something, you feel like it doesn't sit right. There's that natural compass inside of us. And if you undercharge, you also feel that. You're like, I'm not getting. So when you need to become very clear on the value of what you're offering, your product or service. And then when you are creating that exchange, instead of feeling, sometimes you feel guilty, you feel, whatever it is, exchange that with gratitude and excitement. You feel excited that you are giving the best of you and at the best value that you can offer. So that is your own, how do you say, the mindset that you come with. The second thing is understanding that not everyone is 100% honest with you in terms of, uh, when you're buying and selling. It's very, very,
Affordability, you mean? Affordability?
yeah, affordability for a lot. And I've had that on more than one occasion where, I worked with someone and they're like, we can't afford it. And then I find out that they've gone on a vacation, and so that like, or it's like, oh, I can't afford it now, and they've done something else. So understanding that there's a difference between being able to afford and being ready to invest.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mix the two, and don't fall prey to someone saying, I can't afford it, or if they can't, then they can come back when they can, if
Okay.
that's what they want.
Okay. Yeah.
If that's what they want, and actually, I closed the phone today with someone with that kind of situation. And I said, listen, I can help out with payment plans. I can help out with, a lot of things, but this is my price. This is what I charge. This is the energetic exchange I'm giving with you. And for people in the Middle East, they're like, oh, coaching is, so expensive. And I'm like, you don't know what coaching is. You don't know what Mel Robbins charges or Tony Robbins charges or all these big names charge. Coaching is such a powerful, um, partnership, and it can really transform. It's worth every uh, dirham or dollar you put into it. Okay. So I've learned my lesson recently because coaching is relatively new to me, entrepreneurship is new to me, to say, this is my value, this is my worth.
Yeah.
And honestly, when if your client doesn't see your worth if you don't know it yourself.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
don't know your worth yourself, they're not going to see that.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's why sometimes you look at two chocolates, let's say Ferrero Rocher, and there's another one by Godiva. They taste the same, but there's a huge difference. One is being sold for 4 dirhams, and the other is being sold for 16, 17 dirhams.
Yeah. So it's about the branding and the positioning. Assume, right? Now coming back to money mindset, we had 3 points that we wanted to discuss. So one of that was how to identify and transform limiting beliefs. So I think we share that when you say look at it how we do it, and then do it have a more empowering positive belief. And the other one is we have 10 more minutes. If you can cover or underline how to cultivate a positive and abundance mindset that attracts wealth and opportunities. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, and this is, I love the question. And the first thing I'm going to talk about here is knowledge. You need to learn and know, to be able to develop that mindset. And I'm going to give a story about that when I talk about knowledge. So I was talking to a fellow coach, and she had a client who came to her in desperation. She was losing her job and she needed another job, and she was going to go for an interview. And she was so desperate. So when I say knowledge, she had no knowledge of what her current situation was. So my colleague helped her identify her net worth. And before I finish the story, I'm just going to ask a question. And how do you think she would have gone into an interview in the mindset she came to the coach with? I'm freaking out, I'm losing my job. I need to you know, win ace this interview. What do you think is her mindset at that point in time? Dana, what do you think would be her mindset and anyone watching?
I I don't see comments. It takes some time until someone responds. At this moment, my cat is really, really making noise around. So, and I'd say not good. If you are when you if you show up really desperate, desperate is a strong word, but it sounded like this is what she was about. Then she's not gonna show up. Uh, Not gonna nail that
Exactly.
interview for sure.
Exactly. So the way she showed up, she would have showed up if she had stayed in that state of mind was, I'm going to do anything to get that job. But one, she worked with my colleague and they looked at her net worth and she realized that she had enough to survive for a full year, even if she didn't have a job. So look, and that's why I said knowledge is key here. So she didn't know even what she had, you know. And once she did that and she went to the interview, she came back to thank my friend because she said, I was able to make a choice of whether I wanted the job or not. I was able to clearly be comfortable with the salary range I expected. And she ended up getting the job. And, so that whole transformation on feeling abundant and feel it. So you're here, you're working and performing and acting from a place of abundance rather from a place of fear and lack. So there's a huge difference. And the other story was I was going to Dubai and I had a friend. So he called me up. He's like, Tina, there's a lady going for an interview. Can you take her with you? And I said, yes, sure. So I took her with me and we were speaking. And on the way back, I said, how did your interview go? And she was like, they asked me for the salary range and I asked them what they pay and they said between this much and that much and I chose the lowest. And I looked at her and I said, why did you do that? And she's like, because I want them to take me. And I didn't say it at the time, but I knew she wasn't going to get the job.
Oh.
I knew because this is an interview and they really can't tell what your skills are until you start working with them, but they can look at what value do you give yourself, and when she gave, I mean, she's someone with experience and she gave the lowest expectation for the interviewer. This is a reflection that there is some form of fear, there's some form of desperation. And if value is what they're looking for in terms of who they're going to hire, they want someone who appreciates her value, irrespective of her situation.
Very, I love this story. I'll take it with me, and I wonder how does that apply from mompreneurs for entrepreneurship.
We sometimes we need to work with suppliers when we need to outsource and we're negotiating. And during those negotiation skills, we need to know what our value is. We need to know that they need us. And Jen Sincero actually speaks about this in one of her one of the chapters where she was offered to do something and it was sitting at a price that she wasn't comfortable with, but it was exactly what she was looking for. It was that opportunity of a lifetime, and she felt the price was too low for her value, so she decided to decline the offer. And she said she felt guilty for a whole week until she got a call from that same company saying they're taking her at the price that she asked for in the very beginning.
Yeah,
You see what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
So
I hear.
yeah, stick to your values. understand, have clarity, be very clear about the value of what you're giving, whether it's a product or a service, and stick to them.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm just reading comments here. Amazing. You say, love this. We need to know our values. Beautiful takeaway on how to appreciate yourself with this story. Wonderful. Thank you for being here and thank you for letting us know that what we are talking about resonates with you. Thank you. Now, moving on to our last point, how to embrace them. And you might have covered that, but maybe if you want to bring that, just underline
Yeah.
how to embrace a mindset of abundance that fosters growth and prosperity.
So we covered knowledge and clarity, and the other two aspects I find very important are gratitude and giving. So having a gratitude and appreciating what you have. Gratitude is about seeing prosperity around you, being grateful for everything that you have around you. That raises your vibration. Okay, so when you're grateful about, like I have this, I have a roof over my head, I woke up healthy. It really raises your vibration versus like, oh my God, I need to pay the bills, I need to do this. What energy do you choose to have
Yeah.
every day when you
And
and
and I feel like I'm interrupting you here because some people don't believe in vibration. Some people don't believe in that. They say if you talk, my husband said that's mumbo jump. That's that doesn't make sense. That doesn't exist. So how would you address to someone who doesn't believe in things and it's more rational and more to the ground?
it's there's nothing irrational about it. If you don't want to choose the word vibration, choose the word like how it makes you feel, how it sits, because it's a feeling. It's when I say vibration, it's the way you feel about something. And like there was an interview I had a couple of months ago, and the lady put a quote. I didn't even realize I said that, but I said my transformation didn't happen until I started doing what I love. And technically, when I started engaging in more of activities I love doing, I became happier. So raising your vibrations, so the happier I became, the more ready I was to explore and take risks and move forward. You know, I was talking to someone now who was depressed, and she's like, oh, I just feel like it's that vibration is about that. It's about you being fully engaged, happy, appreciative, and that brings in more. Okay, so you want to attract more of what you want, not more of what you don't want. Okay, so gratitude brings that, and giving. And I've started the habit of giving 1 dirham a day, by the way, for the past months. Um, I just give every single day something, you know, and 1 dirham because I want to keep it. I want to make it something that's habitual. So I can afford 1 dirham a day, and I throw that out, if you want to say to God, to the universe, whatever you believe in, saying I believe in abundance. I'm very grateful for what I have. I'm grateful that I'm able to give today. I'm able, to do that. And to also learn, like for prosperity, to be grateful for receiving, to be able to receive as well. So money mindset is not about only, like, uh, it's not about getting money. Like being able to receive is very important. Some people have money blocks and some people have receiving blocks, so they're not able to receive very well, especially moms, right? Especially moms, we're more giving, we're more ready to do and sacrifice, and it's very hard to be recipients. So working on that aspect is very important for growth and prosperity.
Yeah.
Very, very.
Amazing you bring that up, and we are at the top of the hour, and I want that's a very interesting topic to talk about as well, how as mothers it's hard for us to receive. So maybe we can continue the conversation in the comments. I see lots of comments here. I'm so happy that you join us. And as our call is finished, as we say, continue in the comments. We can continue on that. Tina,
Sure.
thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for being
Absolute
here today.
pleasure.
It was a pleasure talking to you. If anyone wants to come and meet you or to know, learn more about it, how do they find you?
So they can find me on Facebook, they can find me on Instagram, and on my Instagram, on my bio, if you want to chat with me on a discovery call, my booking calendar is up there. So yeah,
Yeah. Okay,
and
so
I'm
they can.
on LinkedIn as well. So, yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you everyone
Thank you,
for
everyone.
being here, and we'll see you next week. Bye.